we're recording now. Like I hit the button. Like we're not doing any of this pre-planned recordings. We're doing
okay, cool.
We're doing real, raw, relevant, like off the cuff. That's the point of this, because we're in the shit too. Like it's not just everybody else, and then we're kicking it, chilling. Like we're in it too. So
yeah, no, you're right. We are in it, and I think we all being affected about this bullshit. So yep. I know in my part of my business has been slow. I mean, you know that more. You helped me. So it's been a little bit hard to get people to understand what is important to focus on in these times. But I think, and I'm going to actually talk about this in another live today, that how important it is, I believe, one of the things that have helped me get through this bullshit, it is to be aware of my mistakes and take responsibility of my decisions, because I could probably be in a different position and I can probably not been struggling that much if I would have made the right decisions months ago. So I think it's important that before we can start blaming the virus, the government, or people getting laid off their jobs or their businesses going down, I think it was a responsibility months and years before to actually have a plan for whatever the fuck happens, Yeah. So I think, and at some point it's hard to like understand how you can find a solution. But I think the first step to finding a solution is to accept that you were the problem in the beginning, that if you find yourself in a really tight position right now, is because you put yourself there for not making the right decisions before. So that's one of the biggest lessons that I learned even before hitting this freaking virus, because like I was telling you before you started recording, me and my wife, we've been going through hard times months before this fucking virus hit us. So for us right now, we're in peace, because we already went through a season where we were struggling and we were not doing anything, or we were not moving forward, but by stressing or worrying about the situation, or in our case that we're Christians, like not trusting God and all that kind of stuff, until we finally made the decision, like, you know what? We need to stop stressing about this, because stressing is not going to take us anywhere. It's only making us sick. It's not letting us focus in our gratitude and the things that we have, and that know that we have been through worse situations. So why in the hell we think we're not going to get out of this situation, right? Yeah. And that conversation, we had it like 1 or 2 weeks before all these virus started happening, and we just decided to, like, you know what, we are responsible for this. Like, we shouldn't done the work months before we moved to Dallas and or work harder for get the whatever you need for your real estate, whatever I needed for my business, but we didn't. That's why we're in that situation, and it was nobody else's responsibility but us, our responsibility. I mean, so
one of these is always in my pocket to remind me of that.
I always have one in my computer in the car too. I see. I have mine too, man. Look.
Yep. Yeah, Terry, remind me of that, because every now and then, like, we're business owners. We're busy. We're making moves, and we've got to lead by example, and that's fine. Like, today was a dumb expensive day for me. Okay, like I had to pay some developers and I had to pay some stuff. It's the end of the month, so like I've got expenses that still have to be paid, and luckily for me, and one of my things that I'm grateful for is I'm in a position that I can take care of people during this time, and I can still bring work to people during this time, and my clients are still with me during this time, and we have opportunity to grow, and we have opportunity to help people, and that's awesome. But
yeah, go ahead.
But that doesn't mean this virus hasn't affected our business. Right. New client onboarding is slowed down a little bit, but lead generation's gone through the roof. We got 111 leads this last week of companies needing our help. Now, the unfortunate side is I don't have enough people to handle 111 leads in 1 week. I've got more than enough development to do it. Like, we could build all of their stuff, but like the onboarding side, I don't have a cold call center. Like, that's not a thing that I have. There's like 4 of us, maybe 5, that do like onboarding calls.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's great, man. It's not, like I said, it's just excuses, like anything else. It's not like we cannot improvise and and find at least temporary solutions. I have found temporary solutions that have been helping me outside of the business that I'm trying to build to sustain my family and keep providing, in the middle of all this situation. But I couldn't find.
Now, I'm glad you brought up temporary solutions. I think it was Chalmers who was filling me in on this, because he's like, him and his team, he's got this business dev team. They're fucking rock stars on this information, and it's not even all out there yet. Like, the rule book isn't even made yet, and they're like up to speed, okay? And so he's filling me in on a little info. And like, there's the payment protection portion of the COVID relief bill that like 1099s and freelancers can get money from, employees can get money from. There's there's SBA forgiveness programs for employers. So like, employees out there who's watching, if you are employed by somebody and you're worried about you getting laid off, or maybe you did get laid off because of monetary issues with the company, tell your boss, your employer, to go check out the new stimulus package. There are at least 50 different ways for him to get money basically given to him, including one where if you apply for an SBA, you can get $10,000 granted to you, whether or not you get approved as an employer, if you qualify to put in the application within 72 hours. So there are ways for your employer to make sure they keep you on. Just provide value to the community, to each other. We're all in this together, so help each other. But maybe your employer doesn't know about the relief bill yet. Let him know, or let her know, or let them know,
Now that you mentioned that, the other thing that you can do is just call all your providers, your credit. Like, I have called my insurance and everything, like, to see if they have like, what is it called? Like a temporary solution, like the other day I called Geico, and not to cancel or like to let them know that I couldn't pay my bill. I was like, I know that they can postpone a couple of days. And I was like, you know what? I just call them because I want to postpone this for another 9 days, because I just want to see what happened the next couple of days, because, right now it's important to keep cash. And I was calling them also to see if there was a way to lower my monthly payment, but not changing my policy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had in a couple of extra, it was like maybe $10, like $15, because Kayla was a student. But $10-15 less that you can pay on your insurance is already a lot of money in the long run,
Yeah, and you're right. Like, you can get deferments or forbearances, or there's methods out there for you to use. You just have to go get them.
Or even with your credit cards, with your credit cards, if people out there have like big debt in credit card right now, you can call the bank and you can ask them not to charge you penalties, and you can just keep paying the minimum, so you can you can have your cash, for the next couple of weeks. But you keep paying the minimum, and you don't getting overcharged, you don't getting interest, you don't getting charged any penalties. So that helps. You still protect your credit,
Mm-hmm.
You're still paying the minimum, but you don't getting screwed because you're not paying the whole amount. And that, at least for now, is temporary solutions that you can find,
Yep. Now, you work with breweries, tap houses, bars. What are some of the things that you're seeing these guys do to make it through COVID, prepare for the future, take care of their families now? There's obviously different levels here, but what are some of the things they're doing?
Well, right now they're trying to, or finally understand how important it is to adapt to an online strategy, So they're doing everything through their social media. I've seen them posting more nowadays. And right now, most breweries, in the beverage industry, it literally depends on the state, because I know there's states that they're allowing the breweries and bars to deliver alcohol. Mm-hmm. There's other states like here in Texas that they're only allowing to sell beer to go. So obviously they're adapting to whatever the law is in their states, but they're not letting this shutdown to cut them from selling beer, So now they're, I have seen a couple of breweries that they've been partnered with, like people who have food trucks, And for example, during the weekend, I saw many breweries that they had like specials on growlers, and they had like food from these food trucks, because food trucks, they cannot sell right now. There's no place to go, right? There's no breweries open to go, but they've been partnering with them to also have food available for whatever wants to go. For beer to go, there's food to go,
Yeah.
So that's some of the things that they're doing. But most importantly, I think they are finally adapting or finding ways to adapt, like the brewers to online, to order online, having an online digital menu. Um, and they're using funnels, like basic stuff that they need for right now, because there's no time to go through on Tap, for example, that is a big name out there. It's an app where you can rate beers, but also they provide digital menu services for breweries. But it is expensive, so that's not something that they're looking to pay right now. So they're doing different. They're adapting whatever tools they have available, like sales funnels, for example. To create a temporary online menu.
Now, in the restaurants, I know restaurants are doing this a lot. There's some smaller mom and pop places that rather than paying the 30% to go to, I think it's 30%, that goes to like Uber Eats or DoorDash or Grubhub, they're using sales funnels, and we've actually consulted with a couple of them. And Marshall actually pointed this idea out the other day, and it was a good idea. So we started like thinking about it. We haven't marketed it yet, but we've talked to a few people about it that have kind of just naturally through conversation. And we're starting to see more and more people like the idea and start using it to use sales funnels to create their own ordering system. So it's like their own version. It's not through Grubhub, but they advertise the same way. And then when they click order, it just takes them through a funnel and they get their own order without having to pay that 30%. Have you seen that in the bar industry put in funnels now too?
I've seen it. Yeah, I've been seeing it. And it's easy, because for example, a brewery or a tap room, it's not like they have a wide menu of food or drinks. Or for example, a tap room, there's not like is a wide variety. So it's something that can literally be built really fast. And the people can go through the funnel and select what they want. And the brewery gets notified by email or a text message or something similar. And they just get things ready and that's it. So I've seen people adapting it, but I think the problem is that many, or in the what is it called, hospitality services, right, industry, a sales funnel doesn't make much sense like if it does for a real estate agent, right? So there's kind of
if right, it does. You just have to use it in a different method.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say, that they have to be a different approach for them to understand exactly what it is, because they just want to sell, right? They want to find, obviously they have to understand that they need to collect information too, right? Because that is something that most breweries or tap rooms or restaurants, they don't understand yet, how important it is to get these people information, because if they will have that information right now, for example, they can be retargeting their audience, right? Through ads, and run something that can show their existing audience like, hey, listen, now it's easy, just go to this app or this website, right? And you can place your order. It takes you 5 minutes to place your order, and it will be ready by the time you stop by the brewery.
Cool. So, now with you, Kayla, because you're in two different industries, she does real estate, you do the marketing for breweries and tap houses. What's something that you guys have done, or any resources you guys have that can help the people watching this kind of get their mind right, get comfortable with the situation, understand kind of that obviously we're going to get out of this, but what are things that have helped you guys along the way?
Well, first of all, our mindset, keep a clear mindset. We're not allowed, we don't watch negative news. We don't watch any of the most people is watching right now. We just keep working in our mind, reading the books that we're reading, listen to positive stuff that can help us grow. She right now, actually, she's working a different project besides the real estate for somebody else. So she's been learning a lot about blogging, about email campaigns and all that kind of stuff from a different industry out of the real estate. So I think we have found ourselves in a position where we are learning from different other stuff that it will help us to implement later in our industry. So mindset, that's the most important thing, I believe, because we've been just feeding our minds with the right things, and we've been talking only with the right people. So there's no negativity in our lives. So that help us to be focused and not only be focused in our work, but if we have to find a solution, we're able to find a solution because we're not stressed and we're not blind by all the crap that you can see out there, because that's what happens. So that's one of the things that we've been doing. And the other thing is just keep working, because this is not a time to slow down. Just because people is not looking for marketing services, or people is not looking for buying for homes, it doesn't mean that you don't have to do the work. As a matter of fact, my wife, she's sending another offer right now. It's the third one that she sends since we started all this mess.
That's awesome.
So that only proves that people still spending money.
Yeah, people are still out there. Like, we all still have to live our lives. We're just home more now.
Yeah, and I just believe that after I think it was yesterday that Trump announced that it will be until the end of April. I think probably now people are going to be more open to understand, okay, let's see what we can do through social media, through the internet, to help and keep our business growing, which I think is a great opportunity right now. So
yeah, and it is. I mean, let's call a spade here. Whether it's business-wise or personal-wise, the internet's always been a great method to communicate. It just lets us, like, you're in Texas, I'm in Idaho. We couldn't be having this conversation this way if we didn't have the internet,
Yeah, no, you're right. But what happened is that I think at this point in time, or even before this virus, people were still skeptical about using the internet to promote their business, or what am I going to use social media to promote my brewery or sell my beer or all that kind of stuff, right? It was a lot of people, but now is the only option. That's it.
All you got. You got to make it work.
It's all you got. Yeah, you had to make it work. Or you learn it, or you outsource to somebody who knows how to work this, so it can help you keep your business growing. Because listen, I have found myself at some point to having delivered stuff to make money when I was in bad positions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you that people still buying. People still, when you get think about this. You're at home working all day. You don't want to cook at the end of the day, right?
No, I mean, I was just shopping earlier today, and it took like an hour and a half to get through Walmart. It was fucking dumb.
Yeah, so you better order or do something like that, right?
Yeah, and then I went to Albertsons to get the rest of the stuff, and Albertsons was even shitty. And I'm like, God damn.
Yeah. So there's people still buying,
I should have just Instacarted that. Like, I should have just paid somebody to go do it.
Why not, man? I mean, and that's another thing. If there's people out there that they lost their job right now, those are another options that they can apply right now. You don't want to apply for another job.
Instacart, Uber, fucking basically any delivery service.
Yeah, any delivery service is hiring everybody right now. I don't know if they still hiring Amazon and other companies like that.
I think so.
I think they do. So I think there's options available, and just because or if you're a business owner too, it doesn't mean that you're not going to go out there. If you have to get a temporary job like that, why you're not going to do it? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing to feel embarrassed about, like you're trying to keep providing for your family and stuff. So
let's see if I can find this. I saw a post the other day of places that are hiring during COVID. And I thought it was a good resource for people.
Yeah, all I can say, man, is that, like I said, because we were laughing so hard when this virus hit us, when I told my wife, I think life was preparing us for this shit, because we were struggling already and going through a season of growth, because that's what it is. There's, and that's another important thing that you can learn too. You have to use, your words are powerful, so I don't see these times as struggle. This is a time for growth,
100%. The people doubling down and the people that are trying to take care of their friends, their family, their communities, like, they're going to win in the end for sure. So this is the muse.com. I don't know how well you guys can see this or not. But like, there's like tons of companies that are still hiring.
You know what other option can people look into it too, man? Call centers, because I know that
I don't know if those would work right now, because like social distancing.
Like, no, but there's companies that they hire you like for like work from home even before all this. There's call center that they hire people to work remotely from their house. So I'm sure those jobs are booming right now too.
Oh, I bet. All right, so let's kind of wrap things up for people here. We've talked everything from what you and Kayla are doing to what breweries are doing to mindset to job resources. What do you want to leave the people with before we talk about how to contact you? What do we want to leave the people with for like inspiration, motivation, websites to go to? What do you want to leave them with?
I just want to say that we're going to get through this. This is not the end of the world, and there's no reason to really lose our shit over a virus like this. I know it's really serious, but it is not something that is going to wipe us off this world, So I think most important, it is to calm down, like stop feeding yourself with negative stuff and actually get yourself to work and take advantage of this time to grow, not only mentally and emotionally, but this is an opportunity to start a business. This is an opportunity to find a solution to whatever problem you're going through. Maybe you lost your job, but you wanted to start a business from a long time ago. This is an opportunity for you to start that business. It's not that hard anymore. When I started the Marketing Brewing Company, everything started with a little draw in a napkin, and now I'm building a brand, So, yeah. And it took a couple of months to do that. So the same thing people can do out there. There's no excuses for not thrive during these times. If you are sitting in the couch right now, not doing anything and just complaining, you're not going to get nothing out of this, but this is a great opportunity, not only to make money, or to guarantee that after this, you're going to start making good money. But I think it's a good opportunity to work on ourselves and to work in our mind and our bodies and everything, in our families, in our relationships. I think it's a great opportunity for that. So I think I would just leave people with that, like don't stop finding excuses for not working on yourself during this time. We have another month that we're going to be in lockdown. Take advantage of that month,
Yeah. If you've got extra time, why not make it worth it?
We all have extra time now,
I don't know about all. I've got an ass ton of stuff to do.
I have too, but in reality, we still have the time,
Yeah, I don't have to really go anywhere. So
yeah. Yeah, but for most people,
even some of the events that we were going to are postponed, or they're digital.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. I think that's what I want to let people, because besides trying to do a bunch of stuff or having a business or whatever it is, man, I think everything starts with your mind, and if you don't decide to take action, nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to come to save you. If the government is saying they're going to send you $1,200 to everybody, that's still not going to save you. Yeah. It's going to be gone in a week.
Yeah.
If you keep making you can make bad decisions. So I think everything starts there, and it's our responsibility. We are responsible for our own lives, nobody else.
Yeah, definitely. So let's wrap up. How can people get a hold of you and kind of let them know what you do and what you can help them with too?
Yeah, so I do marketing, and I work directly with breweries, microbreweries, and bars. So I help them generate more customers. And in this case, now we help them to build their digital tap room so they can start or keep selling their beer through social media and make sure that they keep having that revenue and that cash flow coming into the breweries. So that's basically what I do. And if you want to contact me, you can just add me on Facebook. My name is Pedro Meneses, or you can send me an email to pedro@marketingbrewingco.com. I think that will be the easiest way to contact me, or just add me on Facebook. You can send me a DM as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, bud. I appreciate you. And then I know everybody watching this appreciates you too. So remember, if you own a tap house or brewery, reach out to Pedro. And then everybody else, remember, use the resources that we went over. Keep your mind right, and you'll get through.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for allowing me to be here and sharing with your audience.
Of course.